I like the flexibility of the Rise. Could be going into either Rascal or Pawn's hands, and flexes are a lot more important on the blue side. I'm all about it. And the Afreeca Freecs thinking about what they want to take. Lee Sin up and available. Wasn't actually touched in the first draft. And Keen's going to lock that one in for Dread. Where does Dread now go? Could keep it real simple by locking away a support. Thresh still available. Jelly had an MVP-worthy performance, his first MVP. Ooh. To come in there as that is definitely an Aatrox going into Keen's hands.
Well, it could be mid. That is very rare, but it could be Aatrox going up into top lane. Not sure if we will see some Aatrox shenanigans in mid lane here, but okay. Rek'Sai will be the lock-in of choice here now for Kingzone, so they are not opting to go for the Gragas Yasuo in this rotation. They want to give Deft a champion that he can express his anger on.
Yeah, and Lucian is a pretty damn good choice there. As you saw his face yet again, he is still boiling with mad.
A little bit surprised, to be honest, that they didn't just go Lucian Braum here inside of the draft, as no junglers have been pinched yet.
No.
And so they had their pick of the litter, and to narrow it down to a Rek'Sai ban would, I mean, it's a little interesting. Afreeca now lock in Alistar before beginning to pinch the support pool. Braum now going to take a hit, and we shall see if maybe Morgana ends up accompanying that, or if they'll try to hit the Thresh.
Yeah, Thresh is still available. I find it interesting that Jelly didn't decide to lock that one in. Has a little bit more power in the earlier stages, as Vayne is going to be banned here against aiming. See what gets taken off the board next. Could be the Ezreal, could be a lot of different choices, as there's the Thresh ban.
Could just mean the Kingzone end up going with Morgana. Guess a less popular pick.
You could also put the Morgana in the mid lane if you want to.
I suppose. That you could do that.
Where they want to go. Lots of different choices.
I don't think that we would see Leah now being banned away. Don't think that we would be seeing anything too bizarre, but Kai'Sa now locked in for aiming on the side of Afreeca. They do have a scaling component now inside of that. Shen being hovered. And I feel like at this point, it's either Shen or it's Gragas.
There's the Morgana that you were
Morgana,
talking
yeah.
about. Okay.
And this is a fine pick if you really want to carry on the game. Oh man, Rascal maybe going for the 80 cannon. Now this is interesting, as Aatrox can fare relatively well actually against Kennen, especially if he gets the lead. It becomes very difficult for Kennen to salvage unless Kennen can get to the later stages of the game, in which case he will retake over. So Shen will be the final pick here. And now will we see the mid Aatrox versus Rise? And because Afreeca...
Oh, Sun's other... He was
Anivia.
a two-trick. He was a two-trick Anivia Zoe, and he's going to lock away the Anivia.
Well, that sounds like fun. Sounds like my kind of guy.
Well, sounds like Frogan to me.
Yeah, well, all right. Anivia locked in here in the LCK, and you know what, Atlas? I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it at all.
I like the zone control. I like putting Anivia in there when you've got a Kai'Sa already,
there
because
is
she can dash around these fights really well.
Of short-range champions that are now going to have a much higher reliance on having their flash available.
And also, yeah, exactly. You need flash if you're the Kennen looking for an engage.
Yes.
Because you just get crystallized walled, and everything's a huge problem.
Right, and the other problem about this is that Kingzone are on blue side, so if Afreeca ever gets control of the river, Anivia can just lock you out while her team's trying to do Baron.
Yeah.
And those two nooks and crannies that lead into the river is very difficult to pass through against the Anivia. And so I haven't gotten to see an Anivia master in a very, very long time. So I'm really looking forward to it here in game number 2 to see what Sun is going to be able to show us. Kennen, Rek'Sai, Rise, Lucian, and Shen on the side of Kingzone. They definitely want to get aggressive and have an explosive early into mid-transition and then ride it home through that. Whereas, on the flip side for Afreeca, take a look at their team composition. It's about to pop up. Alistar, Kai'Sa, Anivia, Lee Sin, And then as we're making our way over to Keen, Aatrox.
Yep.
And so now what they're going to try to do here is that Aatrox is going to try to offset the pressure early on. Lee Sin going to be there to protect Anivia and Aatrox on the top half of the map. Kai'Sa there for the scaling component as well.
Yep, and going to scale alongside the Anivia quite nicely. So dangerous late game. If Afreeca can make it there, we'll see whether they can here in game 2. Anivia fighting.
Anivia fighting. Oh, the red, white, and blue.
There we are. That's freedom. That's freedom
That is
right
freedom.
there.
I think Afreeca's trying to free themselves from relegation right now.
We might have to change their name to a freedom.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, a free win, maybe.
A free... That's probably what other teams
all right.
about them
I mean,
earlier.
it's all about context. In this particular series, though, they are currently 1-0, so it's the free win for them.
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. Saved it. Saved it. It was getting dangerous for a second. Oh, cleared out the ward. Nailed it. Kingzone drawing first blood when it comes to that CS margin.
And that's actually pretty big. I do believe Ryze now gets level 2 off the first wave.
Ooh.
Coach, by the way.
I can tell. Mostly because I already knew.
Okay.
All right. See how
Some
Sonny's
Nivea's
going to be
very
able
pretty.
to use this lane. Oh, there we go.
That's
Nailed
a bit of damage.
it. Yeah. She
Starting
doesn't.
off.
She doesn't have a lot of defensive stats in the early game.
One of the interesting things, I'm not sure if it's still the case, but I do believe that Anivia has the hardest auto attack to CS with.
Yes, her
Is that still the
animation
case?
sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
It does. It just straight up sucks. It's really, really hard.
There's not really any other better way to put it, I guess.
Yeah. Say it how it is here. In the LCK. That was why she had that one Anivia skin that fixed her auto attack animation, and it's banned for competitive play because it changes the champion too much.
Really? Is that the reason?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. There's a few of those.
There's a few banned skins, yeah. I do know about some of them, but did not know that there was one that fixed her.
Yeah.
God forbid the champion be fixed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the auto attack is way better. Unless it's been updated and changed. I mean, this was a thing from a very long time ago. It's because he's just looking for his next scuttle crab.
Yeah, he's making his way over. Does his
Downtown.
blue camps right into the scuttle. Wants to make sure that Lee Sin is not going to be able to offset any of the pressure. And that's really what we said Kingzone were trying to do early on, is they're trying to create a lot of pressure, trying to get these leads and have an explosive transition. Buzz now coming over. He's going to even clear out a ward.
Yeah, nice. Even more ward experience going over to Kingzone's side. That's 2.
Probably feels very nice. Now, Afreeca does not have priority down here in the bottom lane. But with the way that... Oh, that's a cleanse.
That's a cleanse. Very early. Spirit's Refuge comes in there for Kingzone. We've got a battle between the junglers, but it's going to be won by Cuz very, very handedly. Steals away that blue buff, heading towards double scuttle, triple buff. Sounds good to me. You're a Kingzone fan.
Very interesting location, I think, that he had the blue buff at. With the Fog of War, I think. Hiding it. Ever so slightly. Sun, the last time Anivia was picked was 236 days ago. It was a loss.
It was.
By Kuro, who is now in China.
And it's adorable because it was on the Afreeca Freecs. Haha.
And you know what else Kuro was playing today?
He was playing Kale.
He was playing Kale. What?
It was terrible.
Come on, Atlas.
You tweeted about it. It did 0 damage.
Come on.
The ultimate looks so epic. And then nothing happens, LS. Oh, it was so sad.
All right, well,
Oh, dear.
better luck next time.
Yeah. We'll see how she goes.
Teleport coming in here now in middle lane. Anivia not able to... you know, interestingly enough, I actually don't even know the itemization on Anivia. I don't know, does she go tier?
Rod of Ages tier.
Is it Rod of Ages? Coach, by the way, not quite sure
Yeah, I don't know.
what
I mean,
the
I think
trend
that's
is.
what-
I never see the champion.
Exactly.
No one does. It's sort of like Ho-Oh or Lugia, you know? Oh!
It's almost
Drag.
like Cuz is dead. He gets the flash off, goes underground, burrows his way out. But Dread is able to lock down that wolf camp. Really nicely done from the Afreeca jungler.
Well, I think
But no flash used.
Oh, he looked like he was getting frisky, but he definitely could have been knocked off. That would have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
For him.
And Pawn would have got the assist there as well, so even if he goes 1-for-1, it's not worth.
Right. Pawn teleports back into mid, it would have been quite rough. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Rascal's actually doing quite fine in the CS department. Does look like he will be going potentially 80 Ken. He has the Doran's Blade. He also has the Kleptomancy. It's helping accelerate his gold as Kingzone find themselves with a 1,000 gold lead here.
I think it's probably going to be the AP cannon purely because the Klepto's there instead press the attack that we see on all of our 80 cannons.
Yeah, that would
sad.
That definitely would be sad. As Kingzone looking to convert this bottom lane pressure into some deep wards on Dread's blue side jungle.
Well, Pawn's just continuing to shove this way forward. As soon as the Anivia hits level 6, that's when the problems happen. Speaking of problems, on the bottom side of the map, aiming has to flash to get himself a Freecs gets the first blood. Nicely done there from Cuz. And he'll fade away, jump shot his way back towards this Infernal Drake in first spawn position for Kingzone DragonX. That is from good to better on the bottom side of the map. Or as Papa would say, goodera.
Goodera?
Good to goodera.
Well, Kingzone are going to find themselves with the Infernal Drake. Let's just look at what the 80 is. Rek'Sai ends up getting 880.
Not bad.
One more level up and perhaps it ends up getting 9.
Well, aiming is flashless and 20 CS behind.
Yeah. So aiming not having the best of performance here in this game number 2. Prey Seeker.
Well, here on the bottom side of the map, she's dead again. Jelly's also going to be dead. That's a decent trample stun. But you are also dead, my friend. 3-0 for Kingzone in this early game. This team is furious about losing game 1.
Deft is CSing okay this game.
Yeah, he's doing fine. He's 65.
65 at 7. I mean, he's not impressed, but I will.
When do waves crash on the bottom side of the map? Well, like 3 minutes, 2 minutes when they get there.
He's doing okay.
He's doing pretty well. He hasn't had very much time to farm, but he's on the clock already. As Sun steals away a blue buff. That is certainly great news for the Anivia.
Yep. And one of the things that's important to note, though, is that Anivia can stall games for eons.
Oh, yes.
And so this was all too easy. Teleport coming in here.
Bye.
Aiming in Jelly. We're getting turned into Jelly is what's happening here. It was a relatively easy setup. Oh, so good.
Oh,
it was sexy.
It was sexy. It was sexy, Tucson. And you even stole away the kill. That's the even sexier part.
So here's the thing, though. In game number 1, Aiming had a Blade of the Ruin King at 9 minutes, and Deft is not going to have it at 9 minutes. So
not impressed.
That's how, that's how you know that I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
All right, so
that's because Tucson picked up one of the kills. That would have at least been a recurve, bro. Deft is actually sitting on a teleport now, so that's off cooldown. Oh dear, Flash Frost is going to miss. There from Sun. I always get confused between Flash Frost and Frostbite on Anivia. Flash Frost is the Q, Frostbite is the E.
That's going to be another blue. Going over to the Anivia.
Yep, Infernal Chains come out there from Keen, but Rascal pretty comfortable right here. Parks himself some Klepto, and no knockups come in for the Aatrox. We saw this matchup between Flame and Sword in the Griffin Darm 1 series, and it didn't look like this, guys. It looked much worse for Rascal, but a lot more attention was given to that top side of the map than it has in this game.
Deft continuing his assault down here in the bottom lane as Kingzone, they find themselves with almost a 3,000 gold advantage with an Infernal Drake to boot.
26 CS in the lead, 9 minutes in, 87 farm, and Deft has even had a free back. It's real comfortable. One turret plate goes down in favor of Sun in mid lane. That's great for the Afreeca Freecs, but I have a feeling that Pawn is absolutely fine here in this mid lane on the rise. Sun switched over to the Ignite from the Unsealed Spellbook just to keep some lane control. As Tremor spots out Keen. Cuz is here, gets a cute little knock-up as Rascal, he's powering on forward. Pikachu with the quick attack, trying to get the work done as Keen's in the World Ender. Does still have Flash available, as is it going to wear off? Yes, it does, because not going to flash in. I thought he was going to try and time it with the flash. Doesn't do so. Okay, Frostbite doing some work here for Sun in the mid lane, but he's running low on mana. Thankfully, blue buff is a thing.
Kingzone looking to start the Rift Herald right now. If they get that this early on, there's just so much time remaining on all the plates. Should be
that's culling.
Really easy. That is a culling. And Jelly taking a fair bit of damage.
Yeah, that's a big old chunk. As both the
They're
Kingzone bottom laners are just dashing. Yeah. Okay, Cuz picks up Shelly and can use her essence to destroy any of these turrets. 4 minutes to go. Super comfortable on which turret plates you want to be taking. They may just throw it on towards the bottom side of the map, as I believe Dread was actually spotted there. And there's the flash in. Nice double pull there from Jelly. Gets the first flash as aiming comes on Dance. Downs United is going to be good, but not good enough, as Tucson now has to flash his way underneath this turret. Kick to the face, and Dread gets the first kill for the Afreeca Freecs. And
that's a really big shutdown on Def. Now, the one thing to note, though, is that Def does have teleport available. Really good juggling of turret aggro, but
they would actually get the kill. Slicing Maelstrom towards the top side. Cuz blocks that one down. He burrows his way out. Teleport to get back in, as Jelly's going to be dead. Tucson picks up the kill. Now Deft coming on over. Drev lands the Q, but you can see Deft isn't even too frightened here. As Pawn flashes in. Realm Warp doesn't care about your Anivia wall, and the double kill is in for the Rise. It's going to hell in a handbasket here for the Afreeca Freecs, as Kingzone up 5,000 gold in the lead.
In Kingzone, they find themselves with a pretty sizable advantage here at 11 and a half minutes.
11 minutes, 5,000 gold. Okay.
Yeah. The Urgot, or not the Urgot, the Aatrox is in the ground right now, which means that he's not coming back for the rest of the game. He is in a coma. He will not recover. And this is going to be 5 plates going down in bottom lane, most likely. 2 minutes remaining. Pretty confident that Kingzone should be able to capture that last one. As you know that Cuz is going to come into close proximity with bottom soon, as he wants that Mountain Drake as well.
Aiming has Aginsu's Rageblade first item. That's weird.
It is definitely weird indeed. But take a look at how all of this started. Aiming, using his ultimate to get into close range. They knock Deft right into the wall right there with the Lee Sin Dragon Kick. And then they kept botching the turret aggro after it looked like it was completely fine. Had Aiming committed his flash to the other side of the Shen, this would have been a fine play.
You just stand under the turret against a Shen, though. Like, it's just...
It's really weird.
Too easy, right?
All the teleports coming in. Lee Sin over here not able to help out all that much. And you can see he safeguards only to then be brought to his untimely demise.
But pretty timely if you're a Kingzone fan. Pawn 2 and 0, Archangel Staff now in hand. 4 stacks on the Dark Seal, and now 4 friends in the mid lane as well. He doesn't have flash, he's dead. That's a pickup for Aiming. It's alright, he's almost making me a believer of this Ginsu's Rageblade Rush. If you have 3 friends around you, you're able to use your ultimate and pick up kills.
Yeah. Well, now it does look like Afreeca, they might be the ones that are going to get the Mountain Drake. Now, the problem with Mountain Drake is that it's only a real dragon if you're winning.
Yeah.
Or if you're on even footing. Of which Afreeca is not.
Spoiler alert, they're not winning.
They're not. Why do you have to spoiler it?
Sorry. Sorry, guys. Teleport is going to come in, though, and they're going to try and start winning now. Dean gets down.
It's going to be a smite fight?
Yeah, one Break Seeker was the attempted steal. As Dread should be able to get himself out of the way here. Good cow. Jelly is going to be able to stop the culling from killing anyone. Cuz once again, Prey Seeker nailing it. Not going to get it out of the way of Sun.
Tushen.
Oh,
wants to maybe get a taunt here.
Oh, it sneaks out. Unfortunate there. No one's going to face check. And that's another Prey Seeker that's not going to land. After getting that snipe on Aiming on the bottom side of the map, he's like, my Prey Seeker is the best.
Yeah.
It's not. Unfortunately, 5 turret plates on both top lane and bottom lane for Kingzone DragonX, and that's why they're so incredibly far ahead of Afreeca in game number 2.
7,000 gold. I mean, it's an all right.
Are we impressed yet?
Yeah, I'm a little.
All right. Nice work, Kingzone.
They do have the Infernal. Another Mountain is spawning. Now, if Afreeca could somehow get that, a pretty wonky team fight, If Kingzone would be gracious enough to donate some kills in front of a Baron yet again,
yep,
perhaps Afreeca could come back and salvage this. Anivia will try her best to stall the game out as long as humanly possible.
Aiming's going for AP Kaiser this time around. It's going to be the Nash's Tooth build, so that's why the Ginsu's Rage Blade was picked up first. I haven't seen this for a little while. It was China that liked it the most. His pawn is just going to steal that one away. Unfortunate that Overload does way more burst damage than Aiming's capable of, especially without an involved Q.
I guess what they're maybe trying to do is combine the poke with the Anivia. As we take another quick look at this, and this is just really nice to see.
It looked like Aiming jumped into a swimming pool.
Yeah.
It was actually really
It really did.
Well, we got a big zoom out as Tucson and Cuz on the Rek'Sai are fishing for members of the Afreeca Freecs. Dread's trying to kill some puppies and does so successfully. One will continue pushing this wave towards the bottom side of the map. Out of turret in the mid lane, as you may expect, is quite healthy. As Deft dashes in, that's a great taunt. See you later, Dread. Tucson grabs another kill. Deft continues to be tilted. Oh dear, 4 assists for the Lucian.
With Dread going down, there is a temporary opening where maybe Kingzone can look to do something as they are trying to pull and pry at Afreeca's defenses.
They do need to work on a split push tactic here, I believe, because Sun is killing minion waves very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating the members of Kingzone. As that Rod of Ages is exactly what we were talking about here as far as the build is concerned. The Rod of Ages into the tier. Archangels will be coming in next. And Sun will have a hell of a lot of mana.
That's pretty fun. Yeah, it really just that gets me
interactive
excited.
gaming.
That gets me very excited.
That's like your blue deck that you were talking about.
You're so impressed.
Thanks, man.
You're learned. Oh my god.
I'm trying so hard.
All right. Well, aiming, trying to get farmed up, and with the AP component, I mean, I suppose that what they're gonna do is they're gonna put all their eggs in the Anivia basket. That wasn't a pun. That was not a pun.
Haven't actually gone down to the rebirth just yet for Sun. Haven't seen it for a very long time. In fact, the last time I saw it was in that game that Kuro piloted the Anivia to a loss. So I chose to forget it. It made me sad. Bon is going for the very standard now. Righteous Glory Rush on the rise. He was the first in the LCK to do it. I thought that he was playing Ultimate Bravery, but it turns out he was a genius. That website still exists, by the way.
What?
Ultimate Bravery.
What is that?
It randomizes items that you have to pick up on your League of Legends champion in your game. And you can play it with friends, and everyone chooses a champion. You have to follow that build. And often you lose.
I like
because your builds are really stupid.
That sounds really fun.
It is. Very enjoyable time.
Do you think that BDD was playing it?
Yes. In fact, unfortunately, no, I think he clicked on Lifeline as the filter on the search, and then couldn't actually get to any other items because they were the only ones that showed up.
If BDD goes on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, are those 3 items his options? Would you like Sterix Gauge, Phantom Dancer, or Hex Drinker?
Or option D, all of the above, and he clicks on that one every single time, hard locks it in.
Oh man.
I want to watch Slumdog Millionaire again. That movie was great. Would recommend, guys. As this is Sun's, it's a bit repetitive, this particular playstyle, but it's happening one more time. That's a full culling eaten by the bird. And,
Things are happening here. They're eventually, at 25 damage at a time, this turret will fall.
Yes. Just settling, guys. Settling. Could be here a while.
He just used heal from spell. He did.
Yeah, he wants his teleport back so that he can go back, finish off his Archangel stuff, and continue pressing R just in front of his turret. Look at that. See, I predicted that play. All right.
It just doesn't end.
Yep, stopwatch is going to come in. Sun says, nice try. But I'm going back to making your life really frustrating.
Interestingly, he had Agnivia. So maybe could have just, I'm not sure actually. Not sure. He knows better than me.
As AP laner, you've got Zhonya's as an option, so I don't think that your...
Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, your stopwatch isn't the be-all and end-all of the stasis.
Why does her mana pool never seem to move? It's 2,500 mana.
Yeah, has a lost chapter as well as a Rod of Ages. I just feel like the mana pool is probably pretty high at this stage.
All right, they're hanging on. This
Yeah?
is my kind of champion, Atlas.
Oh my god. Can you jungle it? Because so far we've got a spellbook.
This is great.
That's one tick. That's one tick in the LS column. Frustrating your opponents with non-interactive gameplay. That's the second tick. Nailing that one. Can it jungle is the other question. And it's going to be pretty hard for the old Anivia to jungle in the early game. So that'll be a toughie. That'll definitely be a toughie. But if anyone can do it, I believe in you, my friend. 8,000 gold is the lead somehow. 20 minutes and a half in this game for Kingzone DragonX, but it doesn't feel like it.
It really doesn't.
No.
They have such a massive gold lead, but they are just being slowed down so much by this Anivia. Now, the fortunate thing, though, is that they have themselves a Mountain Drake. Maybe they can make Anivia move over from her roost.
Yeah. Well, Realm Walk's going to come in. Aiming is probably going to die. Uses the ultimate, uses the flash, uses the cleanse, uses everything. Doesn't have enough buttons, unfortunately. And that is going to be Cuz finishing off that kill. And now, without a Kai'Sa, is Kingzone just going to go towards this Baron? Certainly could. Bit of a check there with the Ardent Blaze. It's Rascal. He's made his way to the mid lane, and Sun starts the interactive gameplay once again. He goes back to where he's comfortable, his roost, as you would say. Another flash comes in from Tucson. Cuz steals away the kill. This time, Deft is not allowed to have one this game. And the Baron has been started.
Yep.
Kingzone DragonX looking to make this a 10,000 gold lead, and then a game over. As Rascal lightning rushes towards this mid lane, Afreeca know that the Baron is dead, and they're going to try and take at least something for it.
They're not even going to try to do anything. They do take away the minion wave. Anivia's pretty good at stalling games, but not quite sure Anivia's going to be able to stall out against the Baron minions. We'll have to see just how strong truly is her wave clear.
Sun has a lot of minion kills, but Baron has changed since the days of Anivia making infinite video games.
Another not respecting Realm Warp, as Aiming is really far up in a wave whose minions were coming towards him.
Yeah.
So definitely an error.
And Tucson says, would you like to kill this one too, Cuz? And Cuz says, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I would love to go down.
Yep. That was a silver platter. Kingzone fans in the audience, pretty keen on seeing them pick a victory. Oh, that was a whoopsie pun. That was a whoopsie pun, okay?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Why?
I'm accidentally punning. It's because this glacial storm is ruining my entire life. No one can do anything. There's a Baron buff.
Oh my.
Oh my. Do you know what we're going to do? We're just going to help Dennis, the siege minion, take down these turrets. He's the one that's going to do all of the work. His name's Dennis,
this is really annoying, actually.
Well, I mean, if we have a look elsewhere,
yeah, there's ground.
Fine, right?
Yeah, there's ground being achieved in top and bottom. Anivia being slowed down, but you know what I do is I look at this and I wonder to myself, man, how great this game would look if bottom lane wasn't hemorrhaging.
12,000 gold behind.
If Dread and Aiming weren't playing for the other team,
guys, the Shen has a 600 gold bounty.
Yeah, the Shen has. Shen has a 600 gold bounty.
And a 3.5 thousand gold lead over his lane opponent from support. That is dumb. That is really dumb. It's an excessive advantage.
Baron is only going to persist for another minute and 15 seconds, and so far they've only been able to achieve getting a couple of turrets here. 13,000 gold lead, but Atlas, it really doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't. There's a 4,000 gold Baron power play as well. It feels like a gigantic Baron power play, but that's not what we've been watching. We've been watching Sun soak up Cullings, using his Seraph's Embrace to keep this tower as alive as it can be for the majority of this game. But you can see the split push. That's where all this money is coming in for Kingzone. Multiple inner turrets, I believe an outer turret fell. No, they'd already gone down very early as the turret plates were claimed in all of those lanes. But now you can see Rascal shoves another wave in. It comes in at the same time as Pawn's able to move his one forward as well. And Keen can't clear out the minion waves fast enough. World Ender is available, so that wasn't going to be any sort of kill on the bottom side.
They held on to the inhibitors.
They did.
This is really insane. What a champion. What a champ Anivia is at slowing the game down so much.
Well,
yeah. Well, this is going to be the second Infernal going over.
And
I'm so glad they have
it's
Depth Highlight.
14,000 gold lead, right? Like, this game is still over, right? But the Anivia is making Kingzone work for it.
This is...
And no, I'm not going to say that the game is over. That is not what we're supposed to say. However, it is going to be extraordinarily difficult for the Afreeca Freaks to make it back in. And honestly, it does rely on Kingzone doing something really stupid. They have to drop the ball in a horrific way in order to lose this game. We posed that question to the Afreeca Freaks in game number 1. They almost threw it.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen in the end.
Really looking like Kingzone are going to have to wait on yet another Baron. And one of the things I want to take a look at is look at the level disparity between some of the champions. 3 level difference in the jungle right now.
Oh
2 level difference in the AD carry role. 1 level difference in support, 1 level difference in top lane.
Look at the items between Cuz and Dread.
Yeah.
That is 2 completed items, and then Dread has a chain vest and 2 red rocks. Like, that's what he has.
But are they good red rocks?
One of them's pretty good. I like Kindle Gem.
Okay.
I like the name.
You know what? I like it too. Yeah, I love that. That's what I love. I love looking at that.
Do you know that that emote on Twitch, Resident Sleeper? Do you think that applies to this particular mid-lane champion?
I am. Do you know the emote PogChamp?
I do. I like that emote.
That's my emote every time Anivia casts the Glacial Storm.
Do you know what is great for you then? You can cast Glacial Storm basically as many times as you want.
I love it.
I think it has a 10-second internal cooldown or something until you can retoggle it.
That's amazing.
Oh, isn't it the dream? It's not the dream for this Kingzone squad, who just want this game to be over and they want to go and win game number 3.
No. Kingzone is definitely Resident Sleeper right now.
You don't like their proactive composition that likes to get in and kill people? Don't like that. No. It's about how many minion waves can my ultimate eat. And that's what happens when your son representing freedom.
Trying to get through an Anivia wave clear, like she's protecting the... I imagine it to be like trying to hunt for shinies.
I did
Pokemon.
that.
Yeah, did you ever try to hunt for like a shiny Lugia or something?
Oh,
that's
soft resetting? Yeah, no, that's a disaster. That's real hard.
Is it?
Yeah, that's not great. I did it for shiny Rayquaza because shiny Rayquaza is probably one of the coolest shinies in the game.
Shiny Rayquaza is easy to do, right?
No, it's still a soft reset.
Oh, really? Okay. You have to save before you go to get it, right?
Yeah.
That's how it works? Okay.
Realm Warp, special delivery here as Rascal is going to be the gatekeeper on the Baron. It's going to go down very, very quickly.
Oh, I think that
double
it's going to be too little
There's
too late.
The double taunt from Tucson. It was close as Dread did make it to the edge of the pit, but the edge is not in there. And the Baron does go down, and now Kingzone are looking for this team fight. The Glacial Storm is in. Rascal does get himself a gigantic shield from Tucson. Stands united. In the backline, though, it is the cow going down as Cuz grabs that kill. Tucson now in there. The rebirth is going to mean death. Finally gets himself a kill as Aiming uses his ultimate to get himself off to the side, but that is not going to be the killer instinct that we wanted to see from this particular Kai'Sa. And now Pawn comes on in with his teleport and picks up the kill. That is going to be the ace if Keen does eventually go down, but it will definitely be the game.
Yeah, and all they had to do was get them to come out of their base once.
It's 18,000 gold the lead.
It's not a large enough lead, Alex.
It is a very large lead. You could barely get a bigger lead in the game if Afreeca just didn't farm. Like, it's silly. This Kingzone squad are super far ahead, and they're able to take down the Nexus in game number 2. It was not even close, and now the series is even. Kingzone with momentum.
And now if you're Afreeca, you're probably feeling really bad after that game.
Oh, yeah.
That is a very disheartening game to lose. But you know what, though? I want to talk about something.
Yeah?
That team composition did seem to have a leg to stand on despite the enormous gold deficit that it was faced with.
And you have to remember
the Anivia was so interesting.
And the gold deficit came from the bottom side of the map that was completely isolated from the Anivia situation that we had in the mid lane. So I really liked the pick out of Sun. He showed us exactly why. He's known for both Zoe and Anivia. Those are the 2 champions that we were expecting to see out of Sun. He didn't have a lot of time to play when he was on the other team, sitting on the back, on the bench for the majority of the time. And now finally getting some playtime, and we've seen his Zoe, got a pentakill.
Yeah.
And now we've seen his Anivia. It was annoying.
And I mean, honestly, I'm running a lot of scenarios through in my head, and I'm trying to imagine in what world you kind of couldn't pick Anivia if you're extremely proficient at it, and I'm not thinking of too many. And so the level of oppression that champion seems to offer is quite good, and I'm thinking about other meta champions that are present in top lane jungle AD that could be a little bit weak and vulnerable to her.
I mean,
I'm
there's a lot of
Atlas.
compositions. You are impressed? Sorry, what? Oh my goodness. There's so many compositions that do like to dive into the backline. I feel like, you know, these Aurelia comps that we're seeing, the Akali comps that we're seeing, I think that Anivia is a pretty good tactical decision to make into those particular champions.
Just seems so unfun to play against. Spellbook,
which is why
with
you're
teleport.
so excited.
I know. That's the truth of it all. Is that I saw the frustration that Kingzone must have been coursing through their blood, and it excited
We've created a monster. Guys, don't watch BBQ games from now on. It's no longer are we getting the fun Talia Pantheon shenanigans. We're going to have, it's going to be Karthus jungle Anivia every single game.
No one's going to get to play anymore.
Oh, what a disaster.
To Sun's credit, though, I do believe that a lot of people consider Anivia to be one of the hardest champions to pick up in the game. Getting used to all of her combos, knowing how her wall will work.
And it's mostly learning the first 5 levels. If you get the first 5 levels down as Anivia, then you're going to be having a good time. However, if you don't, then you can fall way too far behind and you can't actually just spam your ultimate in order to clear out the minion waves. Guys, we are going to be going to a game number 3 after this very short break.